Hey everyone, we are back with another backtesting data collection session, and I had looked at the screener and CSX caught my eye, and so I figured I would just pick that one. So I brought it up on my trading view, and I'm going to shrink the screen as much as I can, hit replay, and then go back in time as far as I can go. On my entry time frame. My trading view is lagging today, so hopefully it's not gonna get in the way of me trying to make a recording. There's as far as we can go back on the entry. Now we can go on the weekly time frame, which is my context time frame, my C time frame, and see where we are at. It looks like we had a major flush and then a stage 1. And I'm looking for a clear stage 2. This could have kind of been a clear stage 2, and then this could be another stage 1 if we're looking at the smaller structure, but I see us kind of stuck in this range right here, and so I'm gonna wait for a more clear push up, even though it might be MMB2 that I look for a entry on. That's okay. It's just not as clear as I would want it to be. It's not in the perfect context for me. So we did go up a little bit more, and we don't have a flush that I would look for. I would look for a deeper flush and then go up, but we still have not gotten a flush, even though we did come back to a 10 or 20, just like in a very minimal way. So I'm looking for a better pullback to a 10 or 20, which we did not get. Totally fine. Okay, that's a very clear push up above the 50 MA and a pullback to a 10 or 20. I am noticing that we are in a range right here, and so I am probably gonna stay out of this action because that's not really part of my rules. I look for more clarity, so I don't really want to waste my time on action that is stuck in a range like this. That is more like it. We have a clear gap up, and it's kind of out of this. This all looks like uncertainty right here for me, and this looks more like certainty, that last couple moves. And so if we can get a flush on the validation, that'd be great. And then a rise up for an MMB1 would be fantastic. There you go. Let's see how we are looking on the weekly. So weekly is already having delivered several for a while now. I had just stayed out because it was not meeting my criteria of the clarity. So I'm gonna label as best as I can those 1 and 2. The third MMB is the most clear to me. I do enter off of MMB 3s. And on the validation time frame, I only enter off of MMB 1s. This is a little high up there, but it is the first MMB technically. Let's see if we get an entry. This could have been one, but it's not. It's a little too steep for me. That candle is too small, and that usually results in a rise up and then a flush right after, and you would get stopped out right after. So technically, this is the MMB2 for a double MB entry, for me at least, but that is way too large. So if we could get some another opportunity. Oh, we actually went underneath anyways, so we'd have to have new structure, but it looks like it's falling off, so nothing here to see. Price is not looking clear to me anymore. I'm gonna grab my charger because my laptop's about to die. All right, that was a lot of ruckus. So we have a little flush on the, honestly, this is starting to look like, I don't know if it's going to deliver. I'm going to stay out. And it goes, which is fine, but it just looked kind of sketchy to me, so I don't like it. And now at this point, it's extended to me. It's in need of a flush, which is happening right now. That would be MMB4. It's our new MMB1. It does not pull back enough to the 10 or 20 for me. Now it does. The shape of it is a little ugly. That could have been MMB1 entry for the entry time frame. No entry. If we get a better pullback, there you go. I would say that this is accumulation MB, and then this could be MMB1 on the validation. This would be MMB1 on the context. Look for an entry. If we get a nice pullback and if the validation looks good. We are below, but it could be with the intention to go up. I think I will wait until we have a little rise and then maybe a pullback. That would result in me missing out on this, but that's okay. Okay, we went even deeper. That's the new MMB1. Price is looking kind of weak to me, at least. It doesn't look like super strong, in my opinion. There was no entry here for me. But it would be an entry for somebody who takes entries off of MMB1s on the entry time frame. I take the entry off of the double MB accumulation, not off of MMB1s on the entry time frame. So, all right, it looks like we are just messing around, wasting our time. Let's get some better price action. I think I was talking on the last video, or the one before the last one, that I'm really trying to work on my discernment during these backtesting and not spend too much time in contexts that are uncertain and kind of unclear. And sometimes I do well, and sometimes I do not do so well. Like, I was kind of wasting my time over here when it was not very clear, and then I finally just realized a little late, but better late than never, because back in the day I probably would have not recognized that I was in a choppy market, but now I'm starting to recognize, hey, it's choppy and you're wasting your time. While I was speaking, I watched saying that this is MMB1, and it pulled back to a 10 or 20. It looked really good, but there was no opportunity because it just continued going down. You know what? This is like, it came up and down, but if you notice, we're looking like we're going down. And I'm not saying we're going to continue going down, but I need some more proof that price wants to go up. Even though it's meeting the criteria and everything, pulling back to a 10 or 20, but I just don't see the strength. I don't see the proof. We are going up now. And so that's what I'm waiting for at this moment. Trying to get out of, maybe not completely, but at least, maybe not like completely above this level, but out of this general range for sure. And if we go down, then it's gonna be even a little longer wait. There's a chance it can go like that and then go back up, or it can just start going up. Let's see. This was the high of this little range, so MMB 1, 2, 3. Flush. We might go up and then have a pullback and then continue going up, possibly. I'm gonna stop trying to time. I'm gonna stop trying to predict what's gonna happen and just look at what the price is doing. All right, so we did go down deeper further, which is what I kind of predicted would happen. And then we shot back up. Flush, up, pull back. This is a nice opportunity for an entry. I think I'm gonna go try to take a look at it, only because I know we are still stuck in the range, but for some reason, just because of this having pulled back deeper than ever before, and then it came back up, had a flush, came back up again and pulled back to the 10 or 20. It's kind of like a setup that I would take, and there's potential that you could find an entry within a range. I normally don't, but it looks like that would be a valid setup, but I am not even going to do it because the validation time is not even looking good, so I'm going to scratch what I just said. It is looking better now. This was not looking good, but this looks great. Let me see what the entry time frame looks like. I still just don't think that this is probably safe to be taking. I know we're not perfect, though. I just have a feeling in my bones that it's gonna go. I could be wrong, which I was wrong. Totally fine. It's gonna go up and then pull back again. It did. See, this is where I would have looked for an entry. The pullback wasn't perfect though to a 10 or 20, which it doesn't have to on the validation time frame for me at least, but I get the best entries when they're set up and shaped a certain way. There would have been an entry right there, double MB, and I would have entered off of that. I would not have entered off of this. I would not have entered off of that little double MB because that is too tiny, and it usually results in a flush deeper and a stop out. Would we have gotten stopped out right there? No, we would not have gotten stopped out, but typically that is what always happens to me. Oh, I think we would have. Yeah, we would have gotten stopped out at that point. It's just it never works out. Unless my stop was like, it actually is usually like a penny or two below, so I would not have gotten stopped out. But nonetheless, I had a feeling in my bones that price was going to go. It just like was doing the thing that it usually does when it's accumulating and about to go up. But I don't feel bad because it isn't uncertain. It is still in this giant range. So that would have been an early way to get to enter because it was showing signs that it's about to go. But it was risky for sure. Okay, so where are we? There was a stage 1 right here, stage 2, and then a pullback. So I would say that this is MMB1 on the weekly time frame. Oh, I'm gonna go back to right here because that would have caught in my eye. And maybe we will take a trade. Possibly our first one. There, that's what I'm looking for. It's kind of ugly what structure is doing, but this is what the double MB would look like. I don't take trades off of the MMB1 on the entry time frame. Like I just said, I take them on the double MB accumulations on the entry, but because this one is so large, the shape of it just kind of makes sense to me. And I really don't know how to explain it. It just does. Where was that? Did I delete it? It's okay. Okay, so this could be MMB1 on the validation, which is why I make it blue. Let's see what the weekly is doing. 1, okay. Not saying this trade is gonna be a winner, but let's see what happens. We got an entry. All right, we're on our first trade. If it surpasses this level right here, I will move to break even. We are at break even. Let's run it 1 to 5, hopefully. I'm questioning now my rules because I just realized I don't really have a rule for before price goes to 1 to 5. So I do have a rule saying that if it closes below the 50 MA, then I get out. But I don't know if that rule applies for after I hit 1 to 5, or if that rule applies during the waiting of hitting 1 to 5. That's so weird. I'm pretty sure that I don't even know if this has even happened yet, but I think I'm pretty sure that I would wow, I am so bad at multitasking and talking. 1 to 5, 50%. Wait, I'm just gonna write 5 RR 50%. Okay, because I take my 50% at 5, and then I take my other 50% at close below the 50 MA. So I'm pretty sure my rules are I wait to hit 1 to 5, and then that's when I apply the close below 50 MA rule, which is right here, which is 4.12 RR. 4.4 RR, I'll just say. And again, I think I'm gonna alter my rules for the 50 MA rule because I miss out on so much RR during trades by enforcing this rule. 4/9/2026. 4/9/2026. CSX. That was 8:30 in the morning. Entry there. We're just collecting our images. I'm just gonna delete these because they're in the way. I can't believe we are 20 minutes into this video and I just took my first trade. Honestly. Uh-oh. So we had, oh, I didn't calculate. Oh, never mind. Okay. This one was 2.5 because it's 50% of the 5 RR that I took my partial at, and then 2 RR because that was 50% of the 4 RR, and that is 4.5 RR secured. Pretty good. I'm not mad about that being our only trade, and look, it's in 2026. I don't know how far we went back on the, we started looking at this thing in 2020. Yeah, I don't know. 6 years and we only caught one trade. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? All right, I'll delete this stuff to get it out of the way and wait for our MMB2, which is right there, but I'm not gonna go down on time frame because it doesn't come back close enough to my, actually, hang on one second. We did have a stage 1, a flush that was kind of funky looking, but if it comes back up and gives us a down candle that looks like what I'm used to seeing is what I wanted to say, then maybe I'll look for an entry. And it kind of doesn't. It would have had to look a little different for me to have went down to look for entry. Oh, I think we're at current price right now. What is that? Yep, current price. Cool. So we only had one trade, 20 minutes, all good. I'm glad that it was a win. And how many trades do we have left till we hit 50? 10, 26? I think so. And then I could study my data and adapt my criteria and management rules to optimize my profitability. But we are already at 54 RR, which is insane. I would never expect that to happen on my first official data collection sheet. Okay, cool. So hope you guys enjoyed, and goodbye.